What is a divine counterpart and why is it different from a twin flame? In this video, I'm going to explain the difference between a twin flame and a divine counterpart. And I do this with the help of my beloved Ascended Masters, Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. Hi, welcome to this new video. My name is Aisha, and as an Akashic love guide, I help starseeds and benevolent lightworkers to anchor their love-like life here on this planet. Whether you are single and you are searching for that significant other, or whether you are trying to deepen your bond with your sacred unionship while you are in a relationship or a marriage, with the help of the Ascended Masters, Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, and within the space of the Akashic Records, I help you find your true love. And isn't it so wonderful? Because we all deserve love, right? Of course, you heard about the concept of a twin flame, but I would like to discuss the other word which is really resembling, and that is the divine counterpart. And what is the difference, you might ask? Well, of course, we all are longing for love, but what is love actually? I mean, we all would like to find our true partner, right? The one you can share your life with, whether you are on a journey or you sit on the couch at the end of an exhausting day. We all are longing for someone to really feel at home at. And what I came to notice for, I think, a long time within the spiritual community, there are a lot of discussions and talks about twin flames. And twin flames are really persons who came from the same soul, right? It's really an explanation of one soul that is really divided by two. And from my own experience, and also what I hear from other people who have experienced a twin flame, that it's not really easy to live with your twin flame. Somehow, because you are from the same soul, you are very like, but it's also difficult to live together, because a lot of the times twin flames do not live in the same area. So when they find each other after so many lifetimes and so many years, they each build their own lives. You can imagine when you are a woman and you find your twin flame and he is married and has his family of his own, and you are also in a relationship or not and have children, it's very hard to come together, right? Because obviously you don't want to break up a good marriage as well. So what do you do with this longing? And from my understanding, what I really want to emphasize is that the divine counterpart is really different than how the twin flame is portrayed. Because twin flames are often seen as one is chasing the other. So one part of the twin flame, it can be a man, it can be a woman, who is really longing for that companionship, is really feeling like she, let me give you the example that it's a she is longing for her other part to be with her, because that's her as well. It's the other her. It's like with twins, with human twins, they are two different persons, but they feel one and the same. So when they are not together, they feel this aching pain. So often the twin flame dynamic is incorporated with a lot of pain, longing, with heartache, and it's also accepted that when you want to find your twin flame, that you have to deal with all this grief, and you also have to deal with a person that is holding back and doesn't want anything to do with you or can't be involved with you, so that you have to accept all this pain, right? But let me tell you, it doesn't have to be like that, because a twin flame is also for you a path to learn how to come in terms with your own heart, because it's basically all about you. It's always been about you. And even though you are longing for someone else, you shouldn't be committing your life to search for your twin flame, and then you can say, okay, I'm finally in peace with myself now. And actually, it's the other way around. When you come to terms with yourself, with your own heart and with your own peace, then your heart is open to find someone else. Maybe it can be your twin flame. It doesn't necessarily have to be like that. So, before I went into recording for this video, I went into the Akashic Records and connect with Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. And for those who haven't heard but feel this resonance, yes, Yeshua was Jesus. His true name was Yeshua ben Joseph, and he was, well, you could say the twin flame of Mary Magdalene, his counterpart. And they had a different kind of dynamic than the longing, chasing, and being submerged with each other. Because even though they were twin flames, they didn't really need each other in the sense that they, let me tell you it differently. They understood that for the fulfilling of their lives, they needed each other, but they could also be with themselves as well. They were in need of each other, but they weren't at the same time, if you know what I mean. Because Yeshua was obviously the personification of the masculine energy, right? So he was all about leadership. He was all about taking divine action steps. And especially in those times, 2,000 years ago, women were totally not equal to men. However, Yeshua, he embraced his femininity, but also the females in his environment, in his lifetime, because he himself was surrounded by very powerful women. I mean, look at his own mother, Mother Mary. She was so powerful. And also his grandmother, Anna, she was very powerful. All very, they were very women with influence, right? Within the Essene community, of course, outside of their communities, it was very dangerous for women to speak up. I mean, they were surrounded by the Roman forces, and also within different fragments within this Jewish community, like the Pharisees. They were basically very dangerous for them, because women didn't have any right whatsoever. And even though he lived in a time like that, he embraced women, and he listened to Mary Magdalene as his counterpart, as his equal counterpart. And even within his own group, within the disciples, there were some men who refused to listen to her because she was a woman. So it really emphasizes the fact how we understood that the masculine energy needed the feminine energy, and vice versa. So even though you know in your heart that your twin flame is out there and you are from the same soul, it's best that you can have a fulfilled life anyhow without the encounter of your twin flame. And for me, that's different. A twin flame, as I see it a lot of the times in the community, is really ingrained with grief and pain and chasing, and to smother someone, to have your energy all over them. And the divine counterpart is really the way that Yeshua and Mary Magdalene are approaching it. And of course, it's very important to listen to your own heart and not to become Yeshua or to want to become Mary Magdalene, because they were each their own persons, and you are your own person as well. So another thing that Yeshua said in the channeling before I recorded this video is the following. Every time when I channel, I'm always starting in nature. That's my way of doing it. I'm diving into the records and I'm asking questions, and spirit always takes me to nature, right? And the spirit in the Akashic Records are, of course, the Akashic Record guides, and also other spirits can come in. So when I'm channeling Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, alongside other spirits, also them two are coming in, and they are always showing me something with a nature element. So they showed me this beach. I'm almost every time when I'm channeling, I'm starting on the beach somehow. I think it's got to do with my dolphin incarnation, but that's a different story. You can look it up on my YouTube video that I was a dolphin incarnate in my first incarnation and in the star constellation of Cassiopeia. So he showed me, it was a sunset, and the sea was in front of me, and the sunset was on the left of me, and there was this orange sun sinking into the sea. And he was showing me a small wooden boat. And he said, you can have the option to push the boat very quickly into the water and go do your thing on the boat, sailing or whatever. But you can also use that boat instead of being on the water to be on the land. So you can turn your thinking, your way of action around and be still and to observe, in this case, the sunset and observe other things that you would have missed if you would be in the action mode straight away. So instead of going into the yang, please go into the yin first and ground yourself. So that was a very beautiful scenery that they took me into. And afterwards, they also told me that a very good way that they practiced as well 2,000 years ago was being in nature alone. And Mary Magdalene and Yeshua did that as well. They spent so many time together, and also they spent time apart, alone, in nature. Connect with your own heart. Connect with your heart as if your heart is an entity on itself. And then you can hear what your heart is telling you. I mean, we know the term, right? Listen to your heart. But this really, are we doing that as well? Are we taking the time every day to sit down? You don't have to do that for hours and hours on end, even though it's 2 minutes. Sit down, close your eyes, be gentle with yourself if you skip this part as well. And listen, ask what your heart is longing for you, because your heart is really the speaking terminal from your higher self, from your oversoul. So if you take the time to sit down, ask a question, listen to the answer, in whatever way it comes up. This is your guidance, right? This is your daily guidance, and this is a practice for your present-day mystery school, as I call it. And this is the path to really embrace your sovereign queen frequency. Because we were here with a mission and a reason. And your heart is really a portal as well, and it can really guide you into your everyday life. Whether it's a small, minor thing you are dealing with, or you have huge obstacles to overcome, your heart can tell you, is your guide. So another advice that Yeshua gave me to share with you is to spend time in nature. And he said, a lot of the times you are doing that. You are away from your partner because with friends, in groups, you spend time in weekends, whatever. And that's a good thing. However, you can also try to do it by yourself. Instead of having people around you within the scenery of a party and drinking sceneries, whatever, you can search for the stillness within yourself. And nature is a very, very good way to connect with yourself, because by default, nature and everything that's green, or it's the water or the desert, it doesn't really matter, is high vibe. So when you spend time in nature by yourself, you are very easily connected to what your heart is trying to tell you. So, yeah, that's a great advice, I think, from our beloved Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. So, and why are they sharing those informations? Because they are rooting for you. They want you to find your true love. Basically, it's you, of course, but we like to share that with significant others, because that's also part of our humanness, right? To share love, to receive love, to give love. So that's very important. And if you think, well, that's something for me, I'm longing to find my person, why hasn't it happened yet? We can search, dive into your Akashic Records, and we find the blockages why your true love hasn't arrived in your life yet. Is it perhaps because your heart is closed, Why is it closed? What happened to you in other lifetimes here on Earth and also in other realms and dimensions? I'm so happy to help you with that. So if you would like to dive deeply into your personal stuff, you are more than welcome to book an Akashic Records, a cosmic love reading with me. And I hope to see you inside that container. And thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel, to share and to comment. And let's spread love around the world. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye.